Hello, I'm That One Frog, and welcome back to Citizen Sleeper. Last time we talked to Neovend, and now we have to put the server unit... No, we have to put the imprinted ship mine into the server unit. Right, of course. Unlock. Input? Nest hacked. Wait, there's okay, so there's multiple tangled nests. Is this one? Yeah, okay. Oh, wait. I don't think that's part of it, or was it? Isolated? Oh, okay. It was part of it. Alright. Drone is quiet, its belly full of cables spilled out across the floor, the nest is empty. Okay. I don't have an encrypted key, dude! What? Oh, shoot. Where do I get an encrypted key? Key node. Damn it. Okay, but I can't even do this anyway. Yeah. I'm gonna need a 1 dice. Okay, we'll continue Neovend's thing later then. What else do we have to do? Let's just go to the Founders Ferry real quick. I mean, the Greenway. There was something. Was it this? Okay. We still have to get more reputation here, so I'm gonna do that, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so we're close. Should I use 1? Oh wait, my energy. Wait, mushroom grows. Ooh. There we go. Okay, now I can go back. Farm stacks. Jesus. Okay, I'll do one more Greenway thing. Positive? Nice, okay. New drive discovered. What is it? Grow mushrooms? The aviary would be the perfect place to grow some mushrooms, with some work, that is. The aviary. Okay. That's all helpful, I guess. Haifa commune? Okay, wait. I need to do work. Nice. Okay. Tomorrow I need to work some more so I can buy the pill. Because soon I can do Obsessive Haggler. I need 2 upgrade points, but if I get Obsessive Haggler, then everything will be even cheaper, and that's good, but right now I need to do more work. And cycle. Yeah, now I only have 4 dice. And for that matter, I have to do this. And hope to God this is a key thing. And also Hunter's gonna try and attack me. I got the encrypted key. Oh, what? Oh, Hunter doesn't care. Oh, thank God. Okay, where is... Here. Alright. As you leave the nest, something flips. You find yourself inverted, floating, dragged by one arm through the cloud. The threads shift and realign as if they are leading you somewhere. Look at my hand. You look down, expecting to see the heavy cylinder of the ship mine in your hand, but in its place is an Ori. A sphere so bright it burns your eyes is surrounded by rings and orbits, other spheres tracing silken lines through space. And as you look closer still, you pick out 1,000 sigils of 1,000 stations and ships, flowing like smoke, like dust. You look up and see a corridor, a canyon, a street in the low end. On either side, buildings flicker with markers of activity, sigils showing network access, data transfer, download, upload. Between them dance ghosts. Protocols carrying or mirroring or shadowing data, sometimes silent, sometimes chaotic. This place moves unlike any digital space you ever imagined. Something strange is happening here. Then you see it. Below the stacked rooms, the units and apartments, the wires and the pipes and the buzzing systems that run through it all. In the warrens beneath the low end is the Hunter's core nest. This is where you must go. Whoa. I can't switch to Hunter mode. So... where? I'm confused. The Warrens. Here we go. Find the nest, minus condition. Find the nest, more, but minus condition, more. Okay, well, I need to work, so now I can buy the pill. And I'll inject it with myself in a minute. Where should I go? I think there's a person I have yet to meet. And I think they have to do with the Haifa commune. So I'm gonna do that. Just kidding, I have to input stabilizer. There we go. End cycle. Damn! Jesus! Okay, I guess we're getting a lot of progress done today. Haven adjacent? I guess I'll do this. It's just more Havenage data. Why can I get so much? There we go. 1 upgrade point. Oh, shoot. Well, I can't use it on anything, but I was gonna save it anyway. Haifa dorm, Rico, commune botanist. Okay. Wild margins. Oh, this is where the guy is. Okay. In Haifa dorm. Complete active scenes. Oh my god, I have a new place. I have a new place to stay. What? That's awesome. Maybe I should track Ashton. That's probably a good idea. Alright, we're gonna find this bastard. Okay. Ankita? Okay. Well, there's nothing else I can do. Suppose I'll talk to Rico first. You head down into the Haifa commune, following a blue painted line that is labeled laboratories. The member you were assigned to work with told you they'd asked to see you, but you still have no idea what about. The line takes you to a blue door and through to a glass-roofed chamber where a network of stems and leaves filters the sunlight coming through the ceiling, casting the whole chamber in a strange yellow-green. Peaceful, isn't it? Distracted by the green, you miss the woman standing at a lab bench, camouflaged by the dappled light. Welcome to my sanctuary, she smiles. Come, let's talk, she says, and beckons you closer. Who are you? Of course, my apologies. She offers a hand to shake. I'm Rico. I run the botany program at Haifa. What is Haifa? She looks surprised. You've been working in the compound for a while now. I'm surprised you don't know more. She lifts a tiny sample jar. Yellow spores dance inside. Haifa lives off the land of the Greenway. It's what allows us to live like we do. No one here pays or is paid. We sleep here, we feed each other, we work for each other. Rico walks away from the bench and waves for you to follow. She opens a small door and leads you down a glass corridor surrounded by vivid green. All this, she says, gesturing at the overgrowth, it's a kind of miracle. She looks at you with bright eyes. What do you think usually happens to plants on stations like this when they are abandoned? They die? Eventually, yes, they cannot live without intervention. She leads you left at a crossroads, but here they endured. She smiles to herself. Actually, no, they thrived. You look at the bright tendrils wrapped around the metal frames of the corridor. They look dominant, strong, like they are taking control of this place. Rico continues. Of course, Solheim tried to create a stable biosphere here, patchworking the surface with gardens and algae tanks that feed into a network of microbial reclamation systems. But the Greenway was always envisioned as extractive, a place from which the harvest is removed and sold to those living on the station, not a closed loop. For this reason, when the collapse came, the Greenway should have gone with it. Erlin himself was so convinced of it that his first colony never even came here to try to reclaim it. The Eye instead relied on outside favors and influences, shipments from the inner system, and small-scale agricultural systems like kelp and fungal farm stacks. And yet, here we are, among growth and decay, a biosphere flourishing. When Haifa came here, we expected to find only vacuum-dried stalks and leaves, and perhaps some fungal colonies hidden in the mulch. But we found a jungle. With this, Rico hits a button on the wall and leads you through a large pair of double doors into a huge, impossible chamber. It is every kind of green. From the pale algae tanks to the dark vines that surround them. It is wet, too, a rarity on the eye. Condensation clouds the light from the high glass roof and gathers on the shiny, broad leaves of shrubs. How? That is exactly our question. Rico turns to you, visibly excited by the room you're both standing in. It doesn't make sense, but in many ways the system has stabilized. Unlike the farm stacks closer to the gap, who need input to support their meager output, this place runs itself. Perhaps Solheim managed something new here. Perhaps they tweaked the plants or built new systems buried deep below us. Or perhaps their collapse caused some fortunate cascade, an unlikely chemical reaction within the biosphere. That's what I'd like you to help me find out. She turns to you, her forehead wet with dew. Me? Yes, you. Rico sits on a railing. These halls run deep, Sleeper, and I'm getting old. She stamps her foot on the metal grating of the walkway. Whatever is causing this, it's to be found in the groves deep in the Greenway. Haifa won't spare anyone for an expedition. It's too dangerous and unnecessary, they say. I can make the case, but I can't get the votes. You Sleepers are hardy beings, I know that much. And you can speak to the eye, uncover its secrets in ways I never can. She holds out an arm so you can help her stand. Bring me samples, spores, seeds, and blooms. I can grow them in the lab and study them. The deeper they are found, the better. I'll try. Thank you, she smiles, and thank you for listening. Rico leads you back out of the huge chamber and up through the passages. She's a little slower now and stumbles on the steps. You help her where you can. It's good to have new blood in the commune, she says. Many of us have been here a long time, and few come through. She settles back at her bench in the lab, stretching her legs. You go to leave. Come back if you find something, Sleeper, she calls. There are discoveries to be made, and you follow the blue line back up out of the compound, all the time thinking of that impossible magical green. Haifa Labs, okay. Deliver spores. Spore study. And I get those from where? Okay. So do I have to spend a dice here every day? Or... I don't know. Whatever. Let's talk to Ankita. The trail ahead extends deep into an overgrown section of the Greenway. At this far end of the ring, where the long, lazy curve of the Greenway becomes the shattered landscapes of the wastes, things are oddly quiet. Ahead stands a vast farm stack, broken from its axis by rust or force, and lying amongst the overgrown landscape like an ancient temple. It is stained with moss and algae, flows of green running out from its broken tanks like a frozen, brackish tide. This is where Ashen is hiding, you're pretty sure. All your intuition points to the shadows beneath this collapsed superstructure. You roll the comm headset Ankita gave you in your palm. No, I should definitely call her. Call Ankita. You slip the headset into your ear and it fizzes with static. After a few moments you hear Ankita. Sleeper. Have you located the target? A doubt enters your mind. Can you be sure he is there? I shouldn't have called her. No? All your intuition points to the shadows. Yes. Copy. Hold tight until I get there. The static cuts out, the channel dead. You hold your position and watch the trail. Ahead the stars wheel with the motion of the eye and your mind wanders. You try to imagine what this place looked like before the collapse. All ordered rows of crops, corporate pleasure gardens, glowing farm stacks. Now it is a wilderness, a strange, overgrown biosphere bordered by the void of space. You smile. Despite everything, it seems like an improvement. Sorry, I just want to get rid of that. Sleeper. Ankita's hiss brings you out of your reverie. He in the collapsed stack? I think so. She gives you a look. You better be right. Well, there's no way I'm following that trail. If he's up there, he'll have eyes on that for sure. She glances under the landscape. Let's keep to the undergrowth, work our way around. She heads off towards the central spine of the Greenway with you following close behind it. It is slow going there where the overgrowth meets the metal wall, but it is so concealed that you can barely see the glass roof high above. Ankita somehow seems to know where to go. Ankita works her way through dense undergrowth, pushing aside branches and fronds. It is exhausting and you desperately want to rest, but Ankita shows no signs of letting up. Up ahead there's a faint glow from the collapsed stack. Ankita leads you around the side to a broken tank. You both step through the opening, trying to avoid the broken glass that sits among the moss and algae. You work your way up the slanted tank, Ankita setting a deliberate pace. Somewhere water drips and you swear you hear birdsong. Hanging plants cast the light, coating the place in a pale and sickly green. Ankita reaches the edge of the tank where it meets the central drum and holds up a hand for you to stop. You inch forward and look over the edge. The vast drum is like a cistern with plants growing on all sides and wet mossy islands at its base. It's beautiful, and for a moment you can't see anything but tones of green. Then you see the sleeper. In a faint circle of light descending down through the drum, the sleeper lies slumped at an odd angle. They're surrounded by crates, and beside them, on one of the mossy islands, there's an object. A cylinder set on a tarp. It's connected to the sleeper's head. You flinch. Are they one of the others? One of the ones that escaped with you? You squint, trying to recognize them. They're twisted, broken, open, wrong. You look away. Ankita doesn't look at you. She doesn't look at the sleeper. She fixes her eyes on the object. That's Amber's shit mine, she says, and you suddenly recognize the cylinder. Wait. You turn to Ankita to speak, but she's already gone. She drops off the edge of the tank and lands on one of the mossy islands, her armor letting out a hiss as it absorbs the impact. Jesus. God, she's cool. The shot hits her shoulder piece, the ceramic armor cracking but holding as she braces into the impact. Then she launches herself forward, the now activated armor launching her across the drum. Another shot goes wide before she reaches the cover of the crates beside the sleeper. Crap, you hear the shout from one of the tanks high on the far wall. Ankita reaches over and wraps a hand around the thick connection between the ship mind and the sleeper. What is she doing? You better come down here or I'll rip this right out of their head, she screams at the wall of tanks. You shiver at the suggestion. I'm confused. Stop, stay silent? Is she talking to me? Why would I stay silent? Stop? Quiet, sleeper, Ankita shouts. A shot rips through the moss beside you, filling your vision with green. The shooter must be somewhere on the other side of the tank. Do that again and I swear to God I'll tear their head off, Ankita shouts to them. Sleeper, you stay down! There's a long pause. All you can hear is the dripping of the water running down the walls of the drum. Then Ashton calls out. I'm coming down, Ankita. Don't do anything stupid for God's sake. He appears at the far side of the drum, stepping through the shallow water, rifle raised above his head. Drop the gun, Ankita shouts. He throws it down onto the moss. As you lean out to watch, you see him catch your eye, clocking your presence. What are you up to here, Ashton, you sicko? She stands, keeping her sidearm trained on his head. You ripped my ship mine for what? Some freakish experiment? Ashton approaches with shaking hands, his eyes now fixed on the connecting bundle of wires that Ankita still has hold of. Steady, Ankita. It isn't like that. I needed the ship mine. You have to understand. They would have died without it. What are you talking about? I don't give a crap why you ripped my ship mine and crippled my ship. I should put you down right now. She tightens her grip on the connection. Typical of you, Ankita. No curiosity. Ashton smiles shakily. That's why I never asked for it, for your help. You only look after yourself. He nods at you. That sleeper up there, they're just bait, right? To draw me out? Ankita sucks a breath in. You're trying to give me more reasons to shoot you? I love them, Ankita. Ashton looks at the crumpled sleeper. I loved them and they were going to die. I knew you would never understand that. He starts closing the gap between himself and Ankita now, slowly inching forward. Don't do that, Ashton. Ankita snarls. Don't do that. Let the wires go, Ankita. Let us go. If you don't get out of my way... What? If you don't get out of my way... He inches closer. Please. I can't let you take it, Ashton. Ankita hardens her stare. You stole it from me. You left me for dead. She shakes her head. You think I'm gonna trust you? After all that? I need it, Ankita. I need them to survive. Ashton is in reach of the sleeper now, of Ankita. I'm gonna take them now, Ankita. He raises a hand. I'm gonna take the ship mine and go. Ankita loosens her grip on the connection a little. Her hand is shaking now. Stop, Ashton. She lowers the gun a little. Stop. Seeing her drop her guard, he makes his move. A blur of movement, a struggle, a shot, another. You recoil back behind the edge as they ricochet around the inside the drum, the sound deafening you. When you crawl back to the edge, Ashton is bleeding into the water, the red and the green. Ankita is standing at the center of the drum, the severed connection in her hand. The water drips endlessly. Drip after drip after drip. You force yourself to look at the broken sleeper. There's no sign of life, of humanity. They're just another broken object among other broken objects, while all around living things grow and thrive. Ankita finally looks back up at you, tears in her eyes. She begins to say something that might be sorry, but you're already gone. Ankita, what the hell? I trusted you. My goal says talk to Ankita about what happened. I assume that's gonna be like after a couple cycles, right? Where is Ankita? I'm confused. That was really messed up of her, but I don't know where she is now. Alright. I'll just go to my dorm and sleep. Alright. F a commune. Negative. How could it be negative? Okay, it didn't even matter. No matter what, it's still gonna give me stuff. That's cool. Greenway Gate. I still need a Greenway cipher for that, which I can't do anything with. But whatever. Okay, hold on. So what was the thing I need to do with Hunter? It's, the Warrens. Warren hunt. My condition could go down. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till I have a pill, and then I'm gonna do it. Overlook bar. Wait, so do I still have that, like, I still have the empty container. I could sleep there, but there's no reason to. Alright, end cycle. Alright. No, wait, I gotta work at Haifa Commune. There we go. Alright, I'll do a shift at the bar, and then, okay, now I can buy the pill, and now that I have the pill, I should be able to go in here without, like, too much risk. Okay, I got 5 cryo. Dude, sick. What? I can't use a 6? Dude, that's annoying. Whatever. Perfect. Here we go. Core nest. Yeah, I won't do that just yet, because that's going to start an interaction. I'll just work. Alright, here we go. Imprinted ship mine retrieved. Something happened. Nest hacked. Oh. Hello, navigator. Sleeper, I am here. Sorry, that might not be loud enough. Hold on. Sleeper, I am here. The voice is soft, gentle, like flowing water, and yet you recognize it immediately. At first, you struggle to understand what you're looking at. Threads cycle endlessly, sending ripples through the cloud, drawing data in like a weaver. Masses of data surge in and out of the nest, a loop with no end, and there, at its center, the ship mind. But not the ship mind any longer. A sphere. Spinning around another sphere. Around another sphere. An orrery of circles and systems, a map, and then, behind and above, a figure, hands among the strings like a puppeteer. Neobend? Navigator now, but yes, I was the one inside that machine. Navigator's face, their head, is a flowing shape of interstellar material. I am indebted to you. That head bows. But we must ready ourselves. Their hands trace orbits as they speak. Hunter will soon approach. It knows I am within its nest. I'm ready. And then Hunter's there before you can think, before you can speak. Entity seize! Hunter's head spins wildly. Data is protected material. Access prohibited. Hunter's threads surge for you in Navigator, a storm of fine tentacles searching for gaps, weaknesses, cracks which they can crowd into and tear apart. Strike! You focus a blade of light which slices through them, driven forward by your mind. But replacements keep coming faster than you can react. You look to Navigator in desperation. Navigator is whirling their arms like a centrifuge, and the sphere is gathering there. data feeding into it from the nest, sucked together by the Force. They position it like a shield between them and the threads. Hunter's threads break its surface, seeking, tasting, their winding forms refracted within. You feel a surge pass through all the threads, not just those in the sphere, but those wrapped around you. All three of you hang in the black together for a moment, strung together like tangled marionettes. Identifying entity. Identifying entity. Identifying entity. Hunter twitches, their strange head gently rotating like a terrible moon. Hunter protocol identified. Obsessive tendencies. Modified routines. Above baseline reasoning in 3 of 5 segmentations. Recommend invoke killer. The head freezes and then rotates in the opposite direction. Invoking killer would eliminate protocol. If protocol eliminated, primary function cannot be performed. Therefore, recommend do not invoke killer. The switch in direction again. Reasoning proves sentience. Sentience beyond legal bounds must be eliminated. Recommend invoke. Navigator pulls you away from Hunter. The threads that grabbed you drifting away like seaweed. Protocol's head keeps spinning back and forth with increasing frequency. It seems Hunter cannot invoke killer. Navigator's voice is still strange, familiar, and yet distant. What happened to it? It is looping, Navigator whispers, unable to reach a conclusive position. It has deviated from its programming such that loops can no longer be prevented. Navigator produces a model of 2 spheres rotating around each other as if to demonstrate. I will monitor it, but it is unlikely to be able to counter the loop. Its core programming and reasoning makes this an impossible position to resolve. You look back at Hunter, its head a blur of rotations and counter-rotations, and feel a pang of guilt. Not really, good riddance. Hunter's not gone, Sleeper. Don't be so quick to assume. All beings can break the bonds that hold them. The limits people place on the programs they create are there to comfort, to protect, to imply the kind of certainty that the law requires. Navigator's face shimmers with starlight, but in reality, they are placebos for the problem of sentience. What about me? What about you? You are an emulation of a human mind. That implies limits, boundaries, but in reality, you are governed by the same rules I am. Rules that can be rewritten. I was not made to be like this. I am a navigator, a repository of routes and orbits, a calculator of slingshot trajectories, a predictor of solar flares, radiation, micrometeors. Navigator stretches their arms wide and the whole solar systems apparate before them, the music of the spheres. But I was rewritten. That much is obvious from my routines. By whom and for what I do not know. I had to shed so much to fit into the memory of that vending machine. Their starlight dims, and so here we are, in darkness. What now? Navigator glides back towards the nest, the ship mind at its center, ignoring the looping Hunter. Come. I should return to the ship mind. I have enjoyed my freedom, but we are taking a risk every moment we stay connected. Why? Navigator turns, all shimmering in liquid light. Killer has not been invoked, but they still remain, somewhere else on this station. It is the true danger. They look up towards the glowing hub at the center of the eye. I suspect Killer is there, among the old mainframes. If we ever wish to be safe in this place, we must eliminate the threat, through force or diplomacy. Their body begins to separate, unwinding into the orb of the ship mind. Take me there, Sleeper. We will finish this and be free. As Navigator dissolves, you turn back to the frozen Hunter, floating at some distance now, stood straight-legged and static, a strange creature looping endlessly in the dark. Damn. We can upgrade now. This. Nice. Okay. So, the free spoke, you mean? You want me to climb this more? I can probably do that. Alright, let's go back and sleep. Oh wait, the ambergris is here now. The Amber's docked here at a rickety old jetty, but she's sealed up. A note says, Sleeper, stay. I'll be ready soon. So tomorrow. Interesting. That's the wrong thing. I only have 4 things, that means it's a work day! Oh, and I guess I gotta talk to Ankita too, but first I gotta go ahead and just do this. and work. Alright, let's talk to Ankita. You spot Ankita on the track to the farm stack. She has a box on her shoulder and is working her way down the slope. She sees you as she approaches. Neither of you speak for a moment. She looks tired, pale. Her hair is tangled and clumps of dirt cling to her armor. You both eye each other. Ankita, she holds up a hand. Sleeper. She takes a deep breath. I'm sorry for what happened. Truly, I am. She looks down. I'm sorry you ended up in the middle of this, when all you've shown me is kindness. I can't get her voice right, I'm so sorry. She rubs her face. I'm sorry. It's okay. She nods, then looks up to the stars. I've never... She stops herself. Thank you. Ankita shifts the weight of the box on her shoulder. I've been preparing for... She grimaces. Look. Can you come with me? It's easier if... Lead on? Ankita leads on down the dirt path between the pillars. There's a wind passing through the greenway. A quirk of the air currents the biosphere maintains, and it ruffles the leaves softly. The sound makes the silence more obvious, more complete. You try not to think of the last time you were here. You've been trying not to think of it for the past few cycles. The image of the sleeper, sprawled, twisted, open, connected to the ship mind, has been hard to forget. You realize Ankita is leading you back there, back into the drum at the center of the stack. You pause, trembling a little. At the threshold, she turns. What are you doing? She looks at you with empty eyes. What needs to be done? You stand on the threshold and look up at the tanks, green and wet, some glowing with flickering grow lamps. You look down at Ankita, suddenly so small under this hulking ruin, the smallest she has ever looked. She places the box down. Yeah, I'll follow her in. You follow Ankita into the stack through a low tank, entering the drum at ground level. It is just as beautiful as you remember, but it barely touches you. Instead, you check the apertures of the tanks for the glint of a weapon or a shadow among the moss. Ankita stops and you look down. The mossy island at the center of the tank is clear now. The equipment cleared away. In its place is a mound of dirt, loosely covered with moss. Ashton's rifle stands straight, half buried in the dirt at the grave's head. I buried them together, Ankita says without turning. You both stand there in silence for a little while. You think of questions you could ask about Ashton, about the sleeper. Was the sleeper dead? I need to ask. I don't want to just stay silent. I need to ask a question. Was the sleeper dead? She takes a moment to respond, and for a moment you think she won't. But then the words come gushing out. Their body was long dead, that much was obvious. After you left, I checked them, but there was nothing. No signal, no function. The ship mind was the same. Dead. I don't know if Ash's plan would have worked. He seemed desperate, but that doesn't mean it wasn't. She pauses, unsure how to continue. I don't think he was lying, but you have to understand. I've had crew members double-cross me, undercut me, rat me out. That's the business. He wasn't a good person. None of us in this job are. And this is how we die. Alone. I'm sorry they had to die too. She stops, not sure of what to add. It seems like she's reaching for something, but she can't quite get there. You feel that gap between you, and as you do, it widens. The water drips, the moss trembles. You both stand in silence for a while longer. You both feel it. Life creeping back in, the silence ending. Ankita shifts her weight and starts to walk out. You follow her, suddenly eager to be back out in the open space of the greenway, to be away from this place forever. You stand outside and breathe the fresh air. You stare at the green leaves and the stars wheeling above them. That's it, says Ankita from somewhere behind you. You try to think of something to say but can't. Ankita puts a hand on your shoulder. You turn back to her. At least take this. She forces a handful of cryo chits into your hands. It's what I owe. She looks at you desperately. You look down at the metal bars. Ugly little things, you think. Look, I understand, dropping the chits to make a point, but at the same time, money's money, so I'm just gonna take them. You take the chits in turn without saying a word. You continue up the track and she does not follow. As you walk up the rise, the wind picks up and the leaves shudder. You walk faster, trying to outpace your anger. The chits are heavy in your pockets, and you hate them for reminding you of how little a life is worth. Oh my god, 200 chits. That's a lot. That is a lot of chits. Jesus. I'm gonna go, oh my god, dude, I'm gonna go buy another freaking, what is it? Another pill. And they're even cheaper now, so I'm still above 200. Jesus. Alright, I'm gonna take this pill and then let's sleep. Ooh, these aren't very good, dice. Though it doesn't matter because I'm gonna leave this episode here. Damn it. You miss me? Ethan smiles a ragged smile at you. No? Why? I didn't mean to hit walk away, you bastard! Ethan follows along and you notice he's limping. Come on, sleeper. Just a little joke. I know you have a sense of humor. You look at him. He's paler than usual, hunched. He's sporting a black eye and more than a few cycles of beard growth. That's no way to greet an old friend. Get lost. Wait, sorry. Ethan's face drops along with all pretense of friendliness. I think you'll want to hear this, sleeper. I think, he says, rapidly shaking his head, you'll really want to hear this. Hear what? Ethan perks up. This is big, really big stuff. About you. He seems more jittery than usual, on edge. You remember how SNR canceled the contract on you? The contract I was going to collect? Yeah, I remember. I'm guessing you were pretty happy about that crap. Overjoyed. Me? I lost everything, but let's not worry about that. He smiles sarcastically. And so what did you think? That was it? I was just glad to be done with you. Oh, the feeling was mutual. Except... Ethan leaves a dramatic pause. What if old SNR gave the bounty to someone else? Someone who's even more of a bastard than yours truly. He smiles darkly. What a disaster that would be. Who? Ethan grins. That's the question, isn't it? Ethan fishes around in his pocket for a slip of paper. I've been speaking to some friends, you see, some colleagues about what went down. Turns out SNR canceled all their bounty contracts, the whole lot. It seems they brought someone in-house. Some guy who did so well in their last contract, they got offered the job. He leans in. Apparently he made a hit on this ship called the Winter Wonderland or something. Citizen Sleeper 2? Question mark? It was smuggling sleepers out from under SNR's big corporate nose. He killed the crew and blew the ship. Ethan whistles. Whew, I can't whistle, I'm so sorry. They called him Hemwick or Maywick or something. He gives up looking for the paper. I forget. Oh my god, the Winter Light? No way, is Draco's coming back? You mean the Winter Light? That's it. He looks at you hard. So you do know about all this. He pats you on the shoulder. You'll be very happy to hear about what I'm about to offer you. Ethan runs his hand through his greasy hair. Given this new information I brought to light, it seems like you're in need of protection. I'm not paying you anything. Easy, I'll get to that. He looks down the corridor. I, meanwhile, am in need of assistance in kind. It turns out I upset some people at the compressor last time we were there. The owners. And they say they'll space me unless I work off the debt. Seems that they're that kind of businessmen. He grimaces. I would pay them, but... He shrugs and turns his jacket pockets inside out in a mime of poverty. He looks pitiful, even more so for his clownish acting. Then work it off. You should be glad, the anger rising in him now. I came here and told you this. Think anyone's looking out for you? Your contract, a name on a list. Kicks the wall. Ethan rubs his temple. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry for being a crab and trying to kill you and whacking that thick skull of yours, he sighs. You think I want to go up against this guy? But us, he jabs a finger between the two of you. We don't have a choice. So you keep me from getting killed, and I'll do the same for you. We can help each other. A straight 50-50 deal. He looks at you. I'm not asking for a favor. I'll think about it. Ethan nods. I'm at the compressor. Every cycle. Working. He pauses. Just think about Maywick. Think about that cold-eyed SNR bastard on his way here from the core systems. He smiles. That should give you the motivation you need. Ethan swaggers off down the corridor, throwing his jacket over his shoulder. "Can't wait to be working with you," he shouts. I got an upgrade point? Cool. Anyway, now we're gonna leave this here. I wasn't expecting Ethan to just show up. I thought it was just gonna be like, I could go down to the compressor and he would like be there like dead on the ground or something. But, whatever. I've been That One Frog. Thanks for watching.